What's good, EYTBC? What's good, fight fans, boxing heads around the world? B Marsh with another boxing video. So this is my post-fight review for Joseph Parker, fighting against Solomon Haumono. You know what I mean? Solomon Haumono. Alright, now this fight happened out there in Australia. You know what I'm saying? Joseph Parker's coming off a win versus, what's the guy's name? The African guy. Carlos Takam, you know what I mean? And that was just a few months ago. So it looks like this was a stay busy fight, you know what I mean? Hopefully the man Joseph Parker will be getting some big fights in the near future, you know what I mean? So in this particular fight, the fight only went 4 rounds. For the first 2 rounds, you could say were uneventful to say the least, you know what I'm saying? Joseph Parker had a come forward guy in front of him, a 40-year-old guy at that, you know. The man Joseph Parker is, how old is he? I think he's about 24, you know what I'm saying? And he had the older come forward guy stalking him, you know what I'm saying? And basically that's what the first 2 rounds was about. The man Solomon Haumono was basically just walking the man down, you know, and he was eating punches here and there, you know what I'm saying, while walking in, you know what I mean? The third round is where the fight got interesting, you know what I'm saying? And Solomon Haumono, he began to close the distance, get a little closer, you know what I'm saying? And now he's starting to land some punches, you know what I mean? He caught Joseph Parker with a nice left hook straight to the jaw that kind of not stunned the man, Joseph Parker, but definitely got his attention, you know what I mean? Solomon Haumono was also throwing, he threw a couple right hands, you know what I'm saying? In the third round, he was getting, Joseph Parker, although Joseph Parker won the third round, but he was getting quite tagged up a little bit. More than usual, you know what I'm saying? More than usual, like the first 2 rounds, he wasn't really getting hit. But the third round is when the guy started closing the distance, you know what I mean? Solomon Haumono. You know what I'm saying? And the fourth round is where, you know, I guess the man Solomon started to get a little more confidence and started to open up some more, you know what I'm saying? And he began to be brave and trying to, you know, close the distance again because he had a little semi-success in the first round, you know what I mean? I'm sorry, in the third round. And you know, the man got caught, you know what I'm saying? The man, Joseph Parker, set him up with a nice left-hand jab, you know what I'm saying? Had the man covering up. Actually, that's it right there. You see how Solomon Haumono is covering up in the picture on the screen, right? Well, that was the jab that made him cover up like that, and he's setting up now his right hand for the uppercut. You see how low the man, Joseph Parker, arm is, his right arm, his right hand? Well, that's because he's setting it up for that uppercut, and that's the uppercut that ultimately sealed the deal, you know what I mean? And put the man, Solomon Haumono, on the canvas, you know what I'm saying? And the man took his 10 count, you know what I mean? He decided to get up at 10, but it was a little too late. It was a kind of anticlimactic end, you know what I'm saying? Because I thought the man Solomon would have gotten up, you know what I mean? But Joseph Parker ended the fight with that right uppercut, you know what I'm saying? And that goes, you know, the old adage that, you know, George Foreman, whenever I used to watch HBO boxing back in the day, and George Foreman was there with Jim Lampley and Larry Merchant, you know what I mean? He'd always say, don't follow around a puncher, man. You should never follow around a puncher, because eventually something like this will happen, you know what I mean? And I had a feeling it'd be coming. Because in the third round, the man, like I said, Solomon Haumono definitely opened up some more, closed the distance, and was able to tag Joseph Parker, you know what I mean? But in that fourth round, you know what I'm saying, the beginning of the end occurred, and the man, Joseph Parker, caught him with that uppercut. Set it up with the jab, and then threw that vicious uppercut, you know what I mean? So, like the man, George Foreman always says, you can't follow around a puncher, you know what I mean? So this is a good win for the man Joseph Parker, man. You know, Solomon Haumono was definitely a guy, maybe a domestic level guy in Australia, you know what I'm saying? And actually, this fight was not even in Australia. I think it was in New Zealand. That's where Joseph Parker's from, you know what I mean? And he represents the Samoan people too, you know what I mean? And I'm assuming Solomon Haumona as well. And Solomon Haumona really didn't have any notable names on his resume, you know what I'm saying? He had lost to Kevin Johnson by TKO, you know what I mean? So this was basically a stay busy fight for Joseph Parker, you know what I'm saying? And Joseph Parker improves to 20-0 with 17 KOs, you know what I mean? So I think it's that big step up fight. Hopefully we can see him fight Anthony Joshua, because if I'm mistaken, I think he's mandated. He's a mandatory for that IBF strap, you know what I mean? Even though this particular fight right here was sanctioned, this Joseph Parker versus Solomon Haumona was sanctioned by the WBC, you know what I mean? So he might be in line for Deontay Wilder fight too, you know what I'm saying? So hopefully we can see Joseph Parker get it in with the man Anthony Joshua sometime in the wintertime, you know what I mean? Or maybe fall, you never know, because it looks like Deontay Wilder won't be fighting again for the rest of 2016 with that injury that he suffered against Chris Arreola. You know what I'm saying? So it's a good victory for the man Solomon Haumona. I'm sorry, for Joseph Parker. Really didn't tell me much. 24-year-old guy beating up on the 40-year-old guy. Didn't really tell me much, but it's a good notch on his record, going 20-0 with 17 KOs. And I think now he himself should be trying to get that big step up fight. Hopefully trying to get some guys like Kubrat Pulev or even Anthony Joshua in the ring. Alright, ladies and gents, let me know what you guys thought about this particular fight, you know what I mean? I thought Joseph Parker looked decent, you know what I mean? But, you know, I didn't really get to know much, basically, because this fight was against a old washed-up guy that he did what he had to do with him, you know what I mean? So let me know what you guys thought about this fight, if you guys got to see it, and leave your comments in the comments section, and please subscribe, and if you like the video, hit that thumbs up. And again, thanks again for listening. B Marsh Boxing. I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.